Chapter 4 Operation Save Christmas. Meanwhile, Dudley and Keswick had thought of a plan to get inside and get the stuff, dress up as a tall serviceman. Keswick was the head and Dudley made up the rest of the body. However, Dudley wasn't used to walking blind, or with someone on his shoulders. "Hey, watch it, Keswick said quickly, nervous about falling off. "Watch what? I can't see a thing," Dudley retorted. Dudley's arms then accidentally hooked onto the arms of a guy waiting for a bus. They ended up spinning around until the guy bumped into the fence surrounding a large Christmas tree lot. The guy stared at Dudley and Keswick. "Whoa, easy pal, too much partying, huh?" Dudley covered up. Fortunately, they were able to make it to the door of Snaptrap's lair, or at least the top part. Only Snaptrap and Larry were there. The rest of Doom were with their families, and Snaptrap's mom was at Snaptrap's sister's place. Thank goodness! Larry was with Snaptrap because Snaptrap's sister wanted him to spend Christmas Eve with Snaptrap. She was always trying to make them get along. Meanwhile, Snaptrap and Larry had polished off the buffet and were now counting the extra cash they earned, including Timmy's operation money. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, $100,000. Snaptrap grinned evilly. "Oh boy, boss, you sure know how to..." Larry praised, more out of fear than anything else. Just then, the disguised Dudley and Keswick burst in. Snaptrap and Larry were slightly startled, but then chuckled to themselves. Snaptrap then whistled innocently. Obviously, they hadn't been fooled by the disguise. "Oh, hi there. I'm here to read the meter," Keswick said. "What? At 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve?" Snaptrap questioned, amused. "Yeah, special holiday service. So just point me, to the meter, sir." "Right up here, guys, sir," Snaptrap directed Dudley and Keswick to the stairs. Dudley and Keswick awkwardly followed Snaptrap up the stairs, Keswick nervously directing Dudley under his breath. Okay, we're at the top of the stairs," Keswick breathed with relief. Snaptrap gestured towards the door, which Dudley started to open. Snaptrap then pressed a button on the stair railing, causing the floor to push Dudley and Keswick outside. That's where the door led, and into a dumpster. The fall caused the dumpster to tip over and the lids of the dumpster to close on them. Dudley propped the one in front of him up. "Nice try," Snaptrap laughed. "And a merry humbug," he added before slamming the trick door. Maybe we should have tried a wig," Dudley considered. The dumpster door on his end slammed onto his face. Dudley and Keswick quickly went to their homes to take a shower. They then went back to Doom to try another method. This method needed them to be on the roof. Dudley got up there no problem, but Keswick needed to use an invention. "I don't know about this, Dudley," Keswick said nervously as he took off his suction cup shoes. "I mean, a chimney?" "Hey, it works for Santa, right?" Dudley retorted, hopping into the chimney. Keswick couldn't argue with that. After all, Santa Claus was bigger than him and bulkier than Dudley, so he hopped into the chimney after Dudley. "Keswick, next time, wait a few minutes so you don't land on my head," Dudley scolded through his teeth. "Sorry," Keswick said sheepishly. They then started awkwardly climbing down the chimney. Unfortunately, their awkwardness wasn't exactly silent. "Dudley, I'm stuck," Keswick said in a panicked whisper. "You're kidding, right?" Dudley couldn't believe it. "No, I really am." "Keswick, you are a brilliant scientist, but a lousy secret angel," Dudley scowled annoyed. "Well, next time you take Kitty, and I'll stay behind and look after the guests," Keswick retorted. "Actually not a bad idea," Dudley sighed. Meanwhile, Snaptrap and Larry were snacking on some Chinese food. They had still been hungry, and Chinese was the only thing available. Not that they were complaining. "And in a twinkling I heard on the roof," Snaptrap said to himself before taking out a match. "The prancing and yowling of each little goof," Larry continued, rubbing his nose after Snaptrap struck the match on it. It turns out Snaptrap and Larry expected Dudley and Keswick to try the chimney, and had prepared a giant firework in the fireplace ahead of time. Snaptrap lit the fuse, which quickly travelled to the firework. "Stop hissing at me," Keswick said sternly to Dudley. "Who's hissing? I'm not hissing," Dudley replied. "Kitty hisses, not me." "Wah!" The firework took off and reached them. They screamed as the firework carried them into the air. "Could have been worse," Dudley screamed. Fortunately, they deployed their parachutes before the firework exploded. They were safe, but more annoyed than before. "Steal Timmy's money, huh?" Dudley said angrily back at the Christmas tree lot. He and Keswick were planning to use a large one as a battering ram. Sometimes expensive trees came in handy. "Drop me in the trash, huh?" Dudley continued, grabbing onto the trunk. "Shoot me up a chimney, huh?" Keswick grabbed the pointed end of the tree with a determined look. "Okay, that's it," Dudley declared. "Now we're gonna deck his hall." "Ready," Keswick said. With determined yells, they charged towards the front door of the lair. They shouldn't have yelled. It turns out Snaptrap expected this too, and was timing them. 4, 3, 2, 1, now, he ordered. Larry opened the door just as Dudley and Keswick charged in. They ended up crashing into the opposite wall. "Told you we'd get in," Dudley groaned, rubbing his head. Snaptrap and Larry approached Dudley and Keswick. Keswick spat out a few pine needles. "Okay, Snaptrap, give back to Timmy's dough," Keswick ordered, drawing out his laser. "I'm not afraid to use this." Snaptrap knocked down Keswick's laser and stepped on it, breaking it. "I hate it when you do that," Keswick muttered, irritated. "Give back Timmy's money, NPW. You can't just waltz into our party and steal our stuff." Dudley took over for Keswick. "Sure I can," Snaptrap smiled, taking out the whistle. "I've got this, remember?" "Hand it over, smart guy," Dudley glared. I'd love to, Dudley, but my boss just won't let me," Snaptrap grinned. "Boss?" Dudley scoffed. "You don't have a boss." "Forgot me already, Daddy?" an evil male voice said from the fireplace. A large, evil-looking flea came out of the fireplace. He was wearing a black vest and a black spiked collar, and had dark brown reptilian wings. He looked somewhat like Chief, except, well, eviler. Or, in other words, belladonified. "Honcho!" Dudley and Keswick gasped. Though Honcho was really Chief's size, he preferred being at least Snaptrap's size so he could be a little more intimidating. "That's my name, don't wear it out," Honcho replied, going over to Dudley and Keswick. Larry shivered, and Dudley and Keswick looked worried. Understandable, considering what day, night it was. If Honcho was doing something now, uh-oh. "So, Duddy, it seems that you stumbled onto my little plan," Honcho teased. "Don't talk to him, Dudley," Keswick said quickly, remembering back when Honcho had temporarily tricked Dudley into joining his side with meat. "He's evil and nasty and bad." "At least I'm more fun than my goody two-shoes cousin," Honcho retorted. He then used his magic to create a cloud and hopped onto it. "Oh, look at me, Mr. Perfect Chief, Head Angel, King of the Clouds," he said mockingly before creating false snow. "Watch me make it snow for the kiddies, ah ha ha." Dudley circled his finger around his ear at this. Oh, and even though Chief was alive, he lived so high up on a mountain that it was like he was living on the clouds. He lived there to prevent unwanted visitors, like the press. "Okie dokie then, whatever floats your boat." "Ha ha ha!" Honcho then said before going to Snaptrap. "Give me that!" He snatched the whistle. "So what's this hotty-totty plan of yours, Dudley demanded. "Larry, do the honours," Honcho said. "At midnight, when every kid in town is tucked into bed," Larry began, "we're going to blow a magic whistle." He tried imitating a whistle, but failed. He shrugged it off. "Well, then all those darling little boys and girls will get that zombie look," he continued. Give! He and Snaptrap laughed. "Give!" Snaptrap laughed. Larry chuckled until Snaptrap grabbed him by the collar and dragged him along the floor. "And then they'll drag their parents' gifts out the door and bring them here to me," Snaptrap finished, still laughing. "If, Chuckles here gets all the goodies," Dudley jabbed a thumb at Snaptrap as he turned towards Honcho. "What do you get?" "Me? I get to ruin Christmas," Honcho laughed, waving the whistle. "Except for one small point," Dudley snatched the whistle. "This little toot couldn't wake a whole city." "No!" Honcho went over to some curtains and opened them. "But this could." On the wall was a diagram of a whistle so huge that it needed its own stand, much like an observatory telescope. "Oh," Keswick said nervously. It's gigantically humongous. You just gotta stop her, Snaptrap." "Oops. I'm begging ya," he pleaded, going down on his knees. "You know Santa's were watching you, Snaptrap. He knows if you've been sleeping. He knows if you're awake." Snaptrap just snarled, causing Keswick to run back to Dudley. "Forget it, Keswick. You can't reason with flunkies," Dudley said calmly. "You gotta go to the source. So, Spiky, where's that big whistle, Honcho just snapped his fingers and the whistle started to glow bright red. Finally, Dudley dropped it out of pain and Honcho caught it. "Somewhere where you'll never find it, Hotshot," Honcho replied, chuckling evilly. The whistle melted in his hand. "Well, we're not leaving until you tell us where it is," Dudley glared. "Hey, even Larry and me don't know," Snaptrap shrugged. "Do we?" "Yeah," Larry agreed. "We don't know anything." Honcho snapped his fingers again. The fireplace flared up and tiny red evil-looking bugs hopped out. "Oh, you'll be leaving all right," Honcho said. "Meet my fire lice." Note, in the original these are fire imps. Dudley and Keswick, not wanting their butts singed off, panically headed for a trapdoor in the floor. "Come on, Keswick, let's go," Dudley called. "Hey, Dudley, wait for me," Keswick called back. "Come on, Keswick, get the lead out," Dudley opened the trapdoor. "Down here." They leapt through the trapdoor, but the fire lice followed them and chased them through the underground lair and another trapdoor that opened onto a tunnel. One fire louse singed Dudley's tail. Finally, they came to an area with various directions. This way," Dudley remembered which tunnel led to the sewers. After all, there was only one way to deal with fire creatures. Dudley and Keswick ran left and leapt down into the sewer. Fortunately, a few fire lice couldn't stop in time and sizzled in the water. Dudley and Keswick caught their breath until a piece of a fire louse landed in front of Keswick. It then poofed, causing Keswick to freak out and disappear underwater, leaving his glasses floating on the water. Dudley just stared ahead with an exasperated expression. "That settles it. No more partnering with Keswick," he muttered dryly.